Welcome to Resume Preparation. I'm Tressa, a member of the Regional Support Unit with the Department of Higher Education and Workforce Development. This workshop is Resume Preparation. The first workshop in our series is Career Exploration that's designed to help you determine the career that is meant to match your interests, personality, and skills. Before you start your resume, it is imperative to know what career you are searching for. Attend our Career Exploration workshop first to determine what career pathway is best for you. Career Exploration will utilize ONET, Interest Profiler, Merrick, Talify, and Career Exploration One Stop to help you determine the career that is a great fit for you. A great resume is your ticket to an interview. A great resume will get you the interview, and a great resume will get you the job. Your resume is the next tool to add to your dream career toolbox. How to title a resume. This is the name of the resume file. When attached to the application, the name of the file is what the employer will see as the first impression. Some resume formats also allow you to place a title below the contact information, the header, and above the resume introduction, the career objective qualification summary. Resume titles should remain simple and accurate when you create them. Here are some steps you can take to title your resume. Research job titles. Consider your most relevant experience. Capitalize your headline, use keywords, create targeted headlines, and make the title stand out. Before writing your title, review some job titles for positions you are interested in to identify what potential employers are looking for. Adapt these titles to reflect your own unique selling points and make sure the rest of your resume reflects that you are qualified to have that title. If applicable, try using the job title in your headline. Consider your most relevant experience. You may have a variety of job experiences in different industries. Think about the job you want to get and what title is relevant to that. If you are a student, you may put your major or achievements in your title to compensate for your lack of experience. Your resume should have one title, and you may adapt the title if you're applying to multiple jobs. Capitalize your title. The correct way to craft a title is to capitalize it so it stands out from the rest of the text on your resume. Hiring managers should see your name first, and then your title, and you want to make them aware that it is your title by using capital letters for each word in your title. Use keywords. Try applying keywords from the job description in your title. The title should be short, however. You may consider adding one or two words like strategic, motivated, or dynamic. This can make your title more enticing to readers. Many resumes are also scanned over by applicant tracking systems, and these systems typically search for keywords from the job description. Create targeted headlines. Each title and headline you create can be tweaked to reflect the job you are applying for. For instance, if you are applying for a job as a sales manager, but you only have experience as a sales associate, then you may highlight any team leadership skills you have in your headline. However, if you are also applying for jobs as a sales associate, then you should emphasize your expertise in that. Make the title stand out. Be careful with your formatting to make sure your title doesn't blend in with the rest of your text. Consider bolding the title and headline, changing the font, or making the font a different but appropriate color. Recruiters and hiring managers typically view the resume title as a target title. It's a way to quickly identify a candidate's desired position or area of expertise in a way that immediately grabs attention and aligns with the role a job seeker is applying for. Pause your video and go to your worksheet and answer the question at the top. Next, create a header. A resume header is the section of a resume that includes contact information. It's the first thing a hiring manager sees on a resume and should be clear, concise, and easy to read. Your resume and cover letter should have the same header for consistency. Design your header to show your personality, but keep it appropriate for your industry. For example, a business person's header should be more straightforward and less creative than a web designer's header. The header needs to include your name, phone number, and email address. Your name should be in the largest font on the resume so the recruiter clearly knows whose resume they are looking at. Ensure that your voicemail greeting and email address are professional in case the hiring manager needs to contact you. You can add your mailing address, but if you are seeking a job in a different state, you can omit your address to let the recruiter know you are open to relocation. Alternatively, you can write "open to relocate" instead of an address. If you are applying for a creative position, include relevant links such as website, digital portfolio, or social media profiles. Adding these elements can display your creative skills before you have an interview. Pause your video and answer the next question on your worksheet. Stand out. Resume title versus resume headline. While resume title and resume headline are often used interchangeably, it's worth noting that there are different views of their definitions, content, and placement. Recruiters and hiring managers typically view the resume title as a target title. It's a way to quickly identify a candidate's desired position or area of expertise in a way that immediately grabs attention and aligns with the role that a job seeker is applying for. On the other hand, good resume headlines are more dynamic. They highlight a candidate's value proposition in a brief phrase by showcasing key skills, achievements, or industry accolades in a longer, more detailed format. To make things clearer, let's say you're an HR specialist applying for an HR manager's position. Your title should be something like Human Resources Specialist. Headline: HR specialist with 4+ years of experience in helping medium to large corporations hire professionals. Follow the link to access YouTube Resume Professional Writers Career Advice, a great resource to help you write your resume headline. Who are you? Choose a resume introduction. The Resume Objective Qualification Summary is one of the first things recruiters see when they scan your resume. It demonstrates that you're clear on your career goals and qualified for the job. Yet, some career experts say that objectives are outdated. The truth is, a strong resume objective can make your resume more impactful and boost your chances of success. The resume objective and/or qualifications summarizes your career history and goals. It should highlight your experience and catch the hiring manager's attention. When it comes to length, it can be anywhere from 2 to 6 sentences long. But remember, you should only include the most relevant information here. Resume objectives can also be helpful if you are changing careers or have little experience. They can show that you are ambitious and know what you want, which most employers value. Pause your video and answer the next question on your worksheet. How to write a resume career objective qualification summary statement. A resume objective statement is a concise summary of your career goals and the value you can bring to a specific job. It should be tailored to the job you're applying for and help you stand out from other applicants. Customize for each job. Create a unique objective statement for every job application. Avoid using a generic objective that suits any job in your industry. Instead, be specific about the role you are applying for in the company you are interested in. This shows your specialty and drive, which is more likely to catch a recruiter's eye. Follow a simple formula. Structure your resume objective statement using the following formula: who you are, plus what you want, plus what you bring to the table. For example, who you are. Mention your current position, years of experience, degree or level of education, and relevant training or certification. What you want. State the role you are applying for, the name of the company, what you want to accomplish, or any transition you want to make. What you bring to the table. Highlight your key hard skills, key soft skills, and how you can help the company meet its goals. Include relevant keywords. Use ONET to incorporate job-specific keywords in your resume objective statement. This can help your resume get noticed by applicant tracking systems, ATS, and increase your chances of being selected for an interview. Write in the third person. Use the third person perspective when writing your resume objective statement. Avoid using first person pronouns like I, me, and my, as they come across as personal and informal. Your resume should maintain a professional tone. Resume objective and summary examples. Example number 1, entry-level resume objective. For individuals who are just starting their careers and have little to no professional experience, an entry-level resume objective can help highlight their skills and enthusiasm. Example number 2, changing careers resume objective. If you're transitioning to a new career, a resume objective can help explain your motivations and transferable skills. Example number 3, internship resume objective. A resume objective for an internship is different from a traditional one in that it focuses more on your academic achievements. You can include your academic performance, projects, and skills you gained throughout your studies. Example number 4, student resume objective. For students who are still in school, a resume objective can highlight their academic achievements and future goals. These examples and more are available on the blog, How to Write a Resume Objective Summary Statement, at resumeway.com. Find Office Administrative Industry Resume Objective, Customer Service Manager Resume Objective, and much more. Work experience. Listing the jobs and experiences you've had is the next step for your resume. What do you do? Your job description. Break down the various tasks of your position. How do you do it? Your unique strengths, your approach to your tasks, and how your strengths come out. Who is involved? The people. Consider those you help serve, those you work with, and those you work for. Why do you do it? Outcomes. Add what skills you learned and the results of your tasks and responsibilities. Where is the connection? Connect what you learned in your role to what you want to do. What is a resume work experience section? The work experience section of your resume should contain information about your professional history, including previous titles, employers, dates of tenure, responsibilities, skills learned, and accomplishments. Depending on your background, you can include full-time positions, part-time jobs, temporary roles, internships, and even volunteer work if you do not have extensive paid work experience. How to write a work experience in a resume. Follow this guide to learn how to write work experience on your resume. Include detailed and relevant information. The work experience section of your resume should contain specific information about your employment history, including companies you worked for. Provide the full official name of the companies you worked for, starting with your most recent, followed by your next most recent, and so on. To keep the section relevant, exclude employment experiences older than 10 years. In general, you should at least include your last 3 employers. Do include the amount of work experience required in the job posting, if applicable. Locations of the companies. Include the cities and states where your previous employers are located. It is not necessary to provide their full physical address. Employment dates. Use the standard month-year format, for example, January 2014 to November 2019, to list when you started and stopped working for each company. If you have short gaps in your work history, you may want to list only the years of employment, or if you have long gaps, you may decide to provide a brief explanation as to why. Job titles. You should be specific about your job titles in the companies you worked for. For example, stating that you were a social media marketing manager is preferable to just writing marketing manager. Also avoid using acronyms to refer to your positions. Responsibilities and impact. Concisely describe your main responsibilities and the skills you demonstrated in your previous jobs, such as project management, strategic planning, or team building. Pair your responsibility with a key impact using numbers to measure your success. For example, instead of writing responsible for taking inventory and ordering office supplies, an office administrator should write developed new industry processes, reducing quarterly supply cost by 15%. Promotions. Listing any promotions you may have earned in previous positions will show your potential employer that you performed well in your past jobs, which could make you a more appealing candidate. Awards and recognitions. You can include your awards and recognitions in the job experience section or have a separate section for them. These accomplishments show that you can excel in your field of work. If you do not have extensive professional experience, you can include other experiences that show your skills and commitment to completing tasks professionally. This can include paid jobs that might not seem directly relevant, such as retail or food industry jobs you had in high school or college, internships, or even volunteer work. Prioritize your experiences that are relevant to the job for which you're applying. If you have at least 2 years of professional experience, you should remove less relevant jobs. How should my resume be organized? How you choose to format your resume depends on how much experience you have, your industry, and what other industry-specific information you need to include. Here are 3 effective ways to structure the job experience section of your resume. Chronological format. This is the most commonly used resume, and recruiters usually prefer it because it's straightforward and easy to scan. This is the most widely used format because it shows clearly how you progress through your career. This method works best if you have at least a few years of consistent employment experience. This type of resume includes your experience in reverse chronological order. In a chronological resume, you will list your work history with your most recent job at the top. Start by listing your current or most recent role first, then list any previous work experience below. After your work experience section, include your education, relevant skills, and any other relevant information such as certifications, volunteer work, student activities, or courses. If you hold multiple degrees, list your degrees in the education section in reverse chronological order. Functional format. The functional resume. Since this format focuses on your achievements and skills instead of the job positions you held, it is a suitable option if you are a recent graduate or have significant gaps in your employment history. These can be best for those making a career pivot or those with a gap between jobs, as it focuses on skills and experience rather than listing your work history in chronological order. Start a functional resume with a qualifications summary, then group your experience by skill set. For example, if you were applying for a marketing position, you might include a sales section and list any roles you held involving sales. Then you might have a public relations section and list other work experience where you engaged in public relations. With this resume format, it is critical to use keywords from the job description to show the company how your skills are relevant to their position. With a functional resume format, you'll categorize your achievements and skills according to the requirements of your desired job. You'll only need to mention the names of your previous employers and durations of employment under your work history. The combination format. This style of resume focuses on skills like a functional resume, but still includes your work history in reverse chronological order. Start this type of resume with your skills and qualifications section, then move into your work experience, education, and any other sections. This takes the focus away from your career pivot or gap and allows your relevant skills to grab the recruiter's attention. The combination format offers more flexibility, allowing you to present your work history in a way that emphasizes your strengths. With this option, you will provide a summary of your professional experience first, followed by a list of your achievements and skills. Consider using the hybrid format if you are applying for a management or executive level position. Targeted format. The targeted resume. You can write this type of resume specifically for each job to highlight the skills and experiences required for that particular role and employer. Instead of rewriting your entire resume, you can also revise your introduction and a few key areas to target critical sections of the company. A targeted resume can follow any of the formats listed above, depending on your career situation. Pause your video and answer the next question on your worksheet. Let's look at each of these a little closer. What is a chronological resume? A chronological resume is a resume format that lists your professional experience in reverse chronological order, beginning with your most recent position and continuing in descending order. This type of resume prioritizes your relevant professional experience and achievements. It's beneficial to use a chronological resume if you have a consistent work history because it shows employers you have recent experience that's relevant to the industry or a new position. Work experience. Outline your relevant work experience starting with your current or most recent job. Include all relevant experience you've gained over the last 10 to 15 years. When you're writing this section of your resume, consider what experiences are most relevant to the next step you want to take in your career. For example, if you worked at a fast food restaurant during college, you can omit this job if you're applying for a role in the healthcare industry, even if you've worked in the position within the last 10 years. For each job on your resume, provide your title, employment dates, employer's name, and location. Write bullet points to describe the responsibilities you've had or the accomplishments you've achieved in each role. Make sure the bullet points relate to the position for which you're applying. It's helpful to reference a job description to see what keywords and phrases an employer uses. These terms can be a guide for what words to include when describing your own experiences. Include your skills. In your skills section, highlight your most relevant competencies for a new position. This section can include both hard skills and soft skills. When listing your skills, choose ones that are highly relevant to the new job. Carefully review the job posting again to identify which of the skills the employer is seeking in an ideal candidate and include them in your skills section. Provide your education. Structure your education section using the same format as your experience section, listing your most recent degree or diploma first and continuing in reverse chronological order. Provide the full name of your degree and the academic institution where you earned it. If you've earned an associate degree or higher, or you're currently enrolled in a degree program, you can omit your high school diploma from your resume unless an employer specifically requests this education. While education typically goes at the bottom of a chronological resume, you may consider moving your education ahead of your work experience if you've recently graduated with a degree that's relevant to the position. For example, nursing school graduates may include their education at the top of their resume to show employers they have the training to secure their first position in the field. If you've been in the workforce for several years, place your education section after your experience and skills. A functional resume is a resume format that primarily showcases a candidate's skills, as opposed to a reverse chronological resume that organizes a candidate's experience under their previously or currently held professional jobs in order of recency. The functional resume groups a candidate's experience under skills or categories of skills. This allows employers to focus on the candidate's qualifications, such as any technical or soft skills required for the job. You should use a functional resume if the standard reverse chronological format is not a flattering or appropriate representation of your qualifications. How to write a functional resume. Once you've decided the functional format is a good fit, you can then go about designing and customizing your resume. Here are a few guidelines to consider as you write your functional resume. Start with a summary. Opening your resume with a concise summary is optional, but it can be a nice addition to a functional resume because it gives employers more context about you. In this summary, include your primary experience, relevant skills, and overarching career goals. Include your contact information. Before the summary, add a contact section that includes your full name, email and phone number, and city and state of residence. Note, you don't need to include your street address if you'd like to keep that information private. Group your skills. Next, list your primary skills and abilities. Typically, this is done within the structure of buckets or themes. If helpful, you can use keywords from job descriptions to inform your skills categories. Then include 4 to 5 bullets underneath each skill category, listing your most relevant and impressive experiences or achievements. Instead of simply listing tasks you've completed or responsibilities you've held, communicate the impact you've driven and the results you've gained with numbers. For example, under a category for sales skills, a candidate might say, experience completing high-volume daily outbound calls with successful conversion rates. But a better and more impressive way to communicate this would be, recognized as a top performer by consistently completing 100-plus daily outbound calls with 20% conversion rate. Including the specific impact you've made is more compelling to employers and immediately sets you apart from other candidates. List the professional experience you do have. Though there may be gaps in your work experience, including the work you have done can be helpful for employers, especially when relevant to the position. List the workplace and key contributions, leaving dates off or including only the year if preferable. This section should be placed below your main skills section. List your education. At the bottom, list your educational background. Include the name of the institution, area of study, any relevant achievements and diploma received if applicable. Some people leave education off of their functional resume if it's not relevant to the job or if it would bring up additional questions for employers. So consider whether including your education would help position you as a strong candidate. Pause your video now and visit YouTube, Resume Professional Writers Career Advice, Tips in Writing a Resume with Employment Gaps. On the work experience section of the functional resume, our example has listed skills in 3 different summaries. Each summary is using action verbs describing how the skills were used and attaches value to each of these skills. For skills, process streamlining, created customer service email scripts used across the company to interact with customers, single-handedly created customer service representative call time by 90 seconds with intuitive online training. Complaint resolution, answered an average of 50-plus calls per day from unsatisfied customers related to delays in shipment, order mistakes, and lost orders. Achieved 97% average customer satisfaction rating, surpassing team goal by 12%. Service-based selling, consistently exceeded application targets by 10% plus with innovative upselling techniques. Pioneered development of an improved system for following up with unsatisfied customers, reducing customer churn by 6%. Pause your video now and visit YouTube, Resume Professional Writers Career Advice, How to Put Skills on a Resume for more information on adding skills. Another option is the combination resume. For reference, a combination resume will include elements of the other 2 commonly used resume formats. Functional resume format lists required, relevant, and transferable skills that set you apart from other candidates. Chronological resume format provides recent and relevant work history in reverse chronological order, listing the most recent work experiences first in the professional history section. The combination resume format is a good choice if you are a junior or mid-level candidate with important, relevant skills that match the job's description. For example, this resume format may be beneficial once you have a few years of work experience after college. Using a combination resume format will highlight skills you've acquired as an early career professional and help connect those skills to your professional experience. You may want to use a combination resume if you are an early career professional with 1 to 3 years of job experience. You are a recent college or high school graduate with minimal work experience. You are changing careers or industries. You have worked with only a few employers but have a consistent work history. You have no gaps in your work history. Keep it brief. Make your bullet points concise and easy to read. Only include information that is relevant to the employer. Create or enhance your bullet points. Start arranging your what, how, who, why, and where of each experience into bullets. Each experience should provide evidence and articulate your impact. You should quantify, add numbers, and qualify, add important details to enrich content. Pause your video now and answer the next question on your worksheet. The education section of your resume helps potential employers build a picture of your qualifications for the job. Some roles may even require a particular degree, and your resume is the best place to show that you have it. For the education section of your resume, list in reverse chronological order. Rank your highest degrees first and continue in reverse chronological order. And remember, when ranking your educational achievements, it's not necessary to list your high school graduation if you have completed a college degree. If you haven't completed college, list your high school education. Make it relevant. Employers want to see that your education meets the requirements listed in their job post. They will also look to see that you have the certifications they require for the job. Study the job listing for the role you're applying for to help guide what to highlight. Make sure to include anything listed under the requirements or education section of a job listing. If you're applying for a nursing job, for example, you may be required to have a Bachelor of Science in Nursing, a BSN. Since the field of study is key, you may choose to list your degree first and institution second, like this: Bachelor of Science in Nursing, 2019, Arizona State University, Tempe, Arizona. If your degree isn't particularly relevant to the job, but you graduated from a prestigious university, consider listing the institution name first. Dartmouth College, Hanover, New Hampshire, Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy, 2006 to 2010. Pause your video now and answer the next question on your worksheet. Consider your work experience. In general, the more work experience you have, the less detail you'll need to include in the education section of your resume. If you just graduated, for example, you may choose to include your GPA and highlight that you were the president of the National Honor Society, particularly if you're applying for a job where leadership skills are important. If you've been in the workforce for several years, the school's name, location, and degree will likely suffice. If you graduated more than 5 years ago, consider leaving off your graduation date to help avoid age discrimination. Keep your formatting consistent. While there are many different ways to format the contents of your education, consistency between each is key. Once you decide on a format, stick with it for your entire resume. Keep it concise. In many cases, the education section should be one of the shortest on your resume. Occupational licenses, certificates, completed trainings. Examples of these could be forklift operator, certified nurse aide, certified medication aide, ServSafe certificate. Honors and awards. Academic honors. Academic awards display your commitment and quality of your work. They illustrate your ambition to surpass what's required and compete with your peers. They may include high GPA, High School Honor Society, SAT exam results, Dean's List, departmental awards, fellowships, grants, degree-specific honors, cum laude distinctions. Professional honors. Professional honors range from internal company awards to industry-wide achievements. These awards show you're an asset in a work environment and the industry at large. Professional awards may include Employee of the Month awards, Leadership awards, Industry awards, Association awards, acknowledgement in a trade publication. Military honors. You may have received awards for leadership and dedication if you've worked for the military. Although your service may feel unrelated to the position you're applying for, you've likely gained transferable skills that will impress a hiring manager. Possible honors include personal decorations, military academy awards, service awards. 5 tips for adding honors and awards to your resume. Take additional steps to make each distinction more informative to the recruiter. Use these 5 pointers to make your honors and awards sound impressive and credible when building your resume. Mention the purpose of the award. Describing the purpose of the award adds context for those who are unfamiliar with the distinction. It also emphasizes the specific attributes that contributed to you earning the award. For example, earned Excellence in Engineering Award 2020 for leading a team of 4 engineers in developing the best performing robot. This description states the name of the award and spells out the skills in leadership and engineering skills that earned the prize. Only choose the most significant awards. More isn't always better. Mentioning minor awards can detract from the importance of your significant ones. When determining which honors you should list, consider whether they pertain to the particular role you're applying for by displaying relevant skills. If you're unsure of the significance of your awards, you can distribute them throughout your resume instead of placing them in their own section. Include the date the distinction was granted. You should always add the date you earned an award or achievement. Use measured achievements. Quantified achievements impress hiring managers. When possible, clarify the value and time frame of your accomplishment. For example, increased company sales by 10% in 6 months. Numbers make achievements easier to visualize and your claims more credible. Show your consistency. Showing that you're a consistent high performer is imperative on a professional resume. Awards that are time sensitive, such as repeated Employee of the Month distinctions or appearances on the Dean's List, show you're persistent. On the other hand, if you've only received the distinction once or twice, they make your performance appear inconsistent. Make sure to include awards that prove your ability to do well long term. Pause your video now and answer the next question on your worksheet. Let's talk about references. It is recommended that you have 2 professional and 1 personal reference. Note, the personal reference should be a coworker, community member, etc., rather than family member. Professional references are a list of contacts you provide to employers to enable them to learn more about you and your past work. Employers value references because they can get a third-party opinion on the value you'll bring to their team if hired. Checking references may be the final step a potential employer takes before offering you a job, so preparing a list of people who can vouch for your work is crucial when looking for new opportunities. With this said, if references can be an important piece of the interview process, should they be included on the most common first touch point with employers, your resume? The short answer is no. If an employer requires references, they will request these from you. Have your list of references already assembled so that when an employer requests them, there is no delay. Create a separate reference list document. If you're prompted to send references, create a separate reference list document to send with your resume, unless the job description requires you to include them directly on your resume. Format the document similarly to your resume, font type, size, and overall style, but keep it simple with key contact information for your references. Again, refer to the job description for any key information the employer is asking you to include. In general, these are the details they may ask for: full name, job title, company name, company address, city, state, zip, phone, email, and a summary of your relationship to this person. For example, Kim was my direct supervisor for 2 years at XYZ Incorporated. Select appropriate references. When deciding who to include on your reference list, consider who may be able to prove the relevant skills and experience you'll need for the position. The best references are people who will speak positively about your work, attitude, and value with specific examples. This can include direct managers or supervisors, colleagues, mentors, business partners, professors, or even clients and vendors. Pause your video now and answer the next question on your worksheet. Resume do's. Why are action verbs important? Action verbs help to create an impact when you're delivering information to another reader. The action verbs give the reader a clear understanding of what is happening. When used within a resume or cover letter, action verbs help the application package stand out from other submissions. They can also help job applicants get past software scanners that filter the top applicants. Pause your video now and answer the next question on your worksheet. Check for grammatical and spelling errors. Carefully proofread your resume to show the hiring manager that you are a professional and attentive to details. Check grammar, spelling, and more in Word. On the Home tab, choose Editor. The Editor pane categorizes spelling, grammar, and stylistic issues. Click each category to address the issues. Note: if you change your mind about an issue you ignored, close and reopen the document and go back to Editor. Editor will find the issue again. Pause your video now and answer the next question on your worksheet. Choose a font and size. One of the first things a recruiter may notice when looking at your resume is the font and overall consistency in font formatting. Choose a font like Times New Roman that is clearly legible and ensure it is consistent throughout your resume. Keep style features and size variations to a minimum, but you can use a larger size, bold type, or italics in the same font to indicate section headers or add emphasis. You could use bold type to make quantifiable achievements stand out. For example, managed and allocated $2 million in inventory, but you should use this consistently throughout your resume. Start with a size 10 or 12 font for your content and increase slightly for the section headers. If your resume is long and you wish to fit it on one page, you can reduce your font size slightly, but ensure it is still easy to read. When choosing a font for your resume, you should consider its readability, appearance, and whether it's ATS friendly. Readability: the font should be easy to read on a computer screen or printed out. Appearance: the font should make your information appear organized and concise. ATS friendly: the font should be compatible with applicant tracking systems. Some popular fonts for resumes include Times New Roman, a classic traditional font that's widely considered safe to use; Arial, a natural and clean font that's commonly used for official letters; Calibri, the default font in many modern MS Windows applications; Garamond, an elegant and readable font; Georgia, a serif font that's versatile and readable on screen and in print. It's a good choice for resumes in the medical field or higher education. Aptos Regular, a font that's easy to read on a laptop and phone, but can be a little wide for resumes that are longer than 700 words. Pause your video now and answer the next question on your worksheet. What about the applicant tracking system? In the modern job market, applicant tracking systems, ATS, have become an essential part of the hiring process. These systems help employers streamline recruitment by sorting through large volumes of resumes. That's great for employers, but what about job seekers? Learning to optimize your resume for ATS can significantly increase your chances of getting an interview. Remember, a great resume will get you the interview. A great interview will get you the job. So get the interview with an effective resume surviving the sorting and applicant tracking system does. Follow these guidelines. How does ATS work? When scanning a resume, ATS looks for basic information like contact details, job titles, and education history. It also looks for keywords that come directly from the job posting. Resumes that show minimum qualifications for a role are sent to recruiters and hiring managers for the next step. Meanwhile, resumes that fall below the threshold simply get rejected. What's an ATS resume? An ATS-friendly resume should be easy to read and understood by an ATS. It includes relevant keywords and phrases that are specific to the job opening. By writing your resume with this software in mind, you increase the likelihood of it being seen by a hiring manager. Why optimize my resume for ATS? 97% of Fortune 500 companies use ATS for hiring. ATS screens your resume and stores it in a searchable format. Recruiters use ATS to search for potential candidates based on specific criteria, including keywords. 75% of job applications fail the ATS. Your resume will be disqualified if it lacks relevant keywords or is formatted poorly for the ATS. That's why it's crucial to optimize your resume to the job description and use relevant keywords to increase your chances of making it through the initial screening. Pause your video now and answer the next question on your worksheet. Here's how to convert your resume to an ATS-friendly format. Pause your video and visit the link using ONET to build your resume. Employers use ONET when they write job descriptions. Using ONET, an internet database maintained by the U.S. Department of Labor that is updated 24/7, will increase your chances of beating the ATS for your resume. Using ONET gives you information about occupations such as knowledge, activities, skills, work styles, and more. The summary description is an excellent source for creating your career objective or qualifications summary on your resume. For example, experienced master auto mechanic seeking position to use acquired training and skills to repair automobiles, trucks, and buses with the ability to diagnose, adjust, repair, or overhaul automotive vehicles. Analyze the tasks section on ONET. Task equals skills employers want for job applicants. Use copy and paste to put these directly into your resume. Use mojobs.com, linkup.com, indeed.com, monster.com, CareerBuilder, and LinkedIn.com to research job descriptions. Look at the job descriptions even if those positions aren't geographically desirable. If the description appeals to you, you can use it to improve your resume and survive applicant tracking systems. Identify the buzzwords, key phrases, and reappearing information. Do all the sites mention cross-functional teams? If so, include in your resume. Is there a particular software package mentioned in every site? You need to know it, list it, and be prepared to illustrate how you use it. What's next? Use the tools you've learned in this workshop combined with the templates in MoJobs, and you will earn a ticket to the interview. For additional tips and tools on how to best utilize all the options on MoJobs, register to attend the Creating Resumes in MoJobs workshops. This is optional and will give you step-by-step instructions on how to use all the settings within MoJobs to create the most effective resume that will get the employer's attention and earn the opportunity to interview. After your resume is prepared and sent off to the employer, the next step is to attend an interview preparation workshop. Contact a Missouri Job Center near you to register for the interview preparation workshop or attend online through Coursera so you can be one step closer to your goal. For additional information about Missouri Office of Workforce Development Services, contact a Missouri Job Center near you. Locations and additional information are available at jobs.mo.gov or by calling 1-888-728-JOBS 5627. The Missouri Department of Higher Education and Workforce Development is an equal opportunity employer program. Auxiliary aids and services are available upon request to individuals with disabilities. Missouri Relay Services at 711.